Welcome to the Your Money Personal Finance Podcast. I'm Peter Stashecki, president of Everything Financial Group. We're going to do an episode just for your education purposes on how to calculate your retirement income. Now, I'm here with Vy Tri Truong, one of our associate advisors. You've seen him on other episodes with Everything Financial. He's done some of our mortgage podcasts. He was on episode 18 from season 3 when we talked about the wrap-up of the Omni Formula financial plan and everything we put into that. You've even heard him on the radio. He's become quite a media horde now where he just wants to be front and center all the time, taking my limelight, bumping Shannon out of the way. So we needed two of us to explain this. This episode was born out of a bank, a large bank, because I don't like to mention BMO or any of those other banks.
Yeah, don't name names.
No, don't name names. No, right, Vy Tri? When they came out with a study, so Vy Tri, their study said what you need for retirement.
You need $1.7 million to retire.
Yeah, and when did they release that number? When was that they came out with that idea?
Oh, during their annual festive holiday called RSP season. Oh, sorry, I almost threw up there.
Vy Tri now has to put into the Everything Financial swear jar for saying the word RSP season. Yeah, and we talked about that, and I was on the morning show that I do with Carrie Adams on CTV, and they asked me what I thought of the little announcement from BMO that you need $1.7 million to retire. And my words were garbage. It is complete garbage because it says, like you open up and show it to me. It said right in the article, it was a sales pitch or something. Like
exactly. The article, when you click on it, it actually linked to all their stuff about how much RSPs everyone needs, and it was pushing RSPs. Like the rest of that press release was all about buying more RSPs.
Yeah, and I mentioned this, people, and we're going to make this real simple to understand. And Carrie asked me that morning, so how do you figure it out? And it's a little more in depth to do in a 4.5 minute TV slot in the morning. So we're going to just break it down a little bit and keep it real simple of how to figure out what you need. Because there's no such thing as you need 1.7 million or 3 times the gross domestic product of Botswana land or whatever. It's all bullshit. It is. It's complete bullshit. And this is what salespeople in the financial industry have been doing for years to try and sell people on buying more, investing more, getting more product than they really need. It's not about a plan for 90% of the people out there. It's about sales. It's pushing product. So let's get into this and figure out how to really figure out what you need. So what's the first thing people need to do to figure out what they need for retirement?
Well, you need to figure out what your cash flow is and what your expenses are in retirement.
Yeah. So that's a simple thing, people. Figure out what you need to spend in your pocket per month. So the net, what your take home needs to be. And really, and we've been doing this for years, people think, and there's the other one, oh, you're going to spend way less in that's crap. You don't spend way less in retirement. You spend a different amount in retirement.
Yep.
And why should you spend way less? If you're working hard all your life, why not spend whatever you were spending before, but enjoy yourselves more?
Exactly. And that's what retirement's about.
Yeah. So let's go with this. Let's say you're spending, we're going to use simple math, people, and this is all going to be on the board here so you can go through it. It's simple math. It's called backwards mathematics. What you do is you start at the top and you start subtracting.
Yep.
So if you're making $100,000 a year, that's what you make, that's what you need to spend. That's your target for retirement. Now, according to the bank, whatever amount you spend per year, you need $1.7 million. Load of shit. Anyways, that's not the case. So you're spending $100,000 a year. So let's do the math. Let's just, for today's sake, and this is all this is trying to educate you and help you out and get the discussion going in your household about trying to figure it out. Start with $100,000. You're age 65. So let's assume you've made the most amount of money to always qualify for the maximum of CPP.
Yep.
So today's day and age, we're just going to round these off, people, and get them really close, not to the exact penny, round to the dollars here. So that's $1,300 a month that's going to come off that $100,000 a year. Don't worry, I'm going to make this real simple in a second. And then we're going to add in old age security. So old age security is sitting right now about $687 at age 65. For the math purpose, keep it simple. Let's just round these up. That's $2,000 a month, $24,000 a year. You already have off your $100,000.
That's right. So you have $76,000.
$76,000. It's early here in the studio. $76,000. So apparently, even though you need $76,000, according to our friends at the bank, you still need $1.7 million. So 5 minutes ago, you were going to retire with $100,000 and you needed $1.7 million. Now we figured out you have $24,000 in your pocket already. Apparently, you still need $1.7 million. The number never changed according to them.
No, you need to buy more RSPs.
Oh, need to buy more RSPs, yeah. So let's go where we go from here now. We're going to do this two different ways, the pension and the non-pension. So let's just go with, again, simple math, people. You have a pension that in your pocket pays you $26,000 a year.
Okay.
You're now down to
$50,000.
$50,000. So, but apparently you still need $1.7 million. You needed $1.7 million at 100. You needed $1.7 million at 76. And you're now down to 50 and you still need $1.7 million. Well, you don't. This is where the backwards mathematic comes in. All you need to do, people, I'd love you to come see us at Everything Financial, book appointments with us. But if you just, for your own peace of mind, you don't feel you're quite ready and you just want to have an idea if you're on the right track. If you need $50,000 a year, all you need to do, or if you don't have a pension and you need $76,000 a year based on our example, whatever that math brings you to, from what you're spending to what you need after you take off CPP, old age security, and pensions, whatever the case may be. In our example here, example one, it's $50,000. You need whatever amount of money, and the magic number is 5%. That you use on your money. That's the recommended amount to figure out. What amount of money earning 5% will pay you $50,000 a year? That's it. Now, if we just want to take BMO at their word, the amount of money is $1.7 million. But it's not $1.7 million. So now what you have to do, go through your RSPs. But not just your RSPs.
You got your tax-free savings account. You've got your house.
You've got non-registered investments, are also called taxable accounts. You've got to go through all those sources of money. I mean, the bag of cash because you hit it big that's under your mattress, whatever. All the sources of cash, not just RSPs, to give you the lump sum of money based on earning 5%, that's going to pay you, again, back to today's example, that's going to pay you $50,000 a year. And that amount of money is?
$1 million.
No. 5% on $1 million pays you $50,000. Wait a minute. You didn't need $1.7 million.
Nope.
People, calculating your retirement 101 made easy. And the nice thing about a podcast here is you can go through, pause, rewind, go through, calculate the numbers, do it yourself. Because guess what? I've been doing this 33 years. And back in the olden days, last century, when I did my first financial plan in 1990, we used a calculator, a pen, and a pad of paper. No computers, no fancy things, nothing like that. That person, JN, there's his initials. We can't say his name, John, but you're out there watching because I know he watches all of these. Now lives in Salmon Arm. We should get him on, actually.
That'd be good.
That would be good. He was the first ever financial plan I did before the word financial plan was even existed. There was no such thing as registered financial planner, certified financial planner, ABC financial planner. None of that was there. And we did a financial plan for him way back in 1990. It held true till he retired last June in Salmon Arm, BC, moved from Prince George. And his plan was not much different. But the calculation, the way to figure it out, never changed from year to year. What do you need? What do you have? Take all that off. And so it's the gross what you need minus what you have from all these other sources, gets you down to the net what you need. So,
Yeah,
easy.
we should talk about taxes as well, because what you spend is after-tax dollars. And if you can find a way to get that money tax-free, such as from your house, your home equity, that means you need even less money.
Yeah, great point. So again, kind of going against, we need more RSPs. Well, RSPs are taxable. We've done episodes where we can show you how to take your RSPs out predominantly tax-free too. If you do, that's smart financial planning, not just what you need, but the net. So when you're working and you need $100,000 a year, you might earn $135,000. Let's just average it to get $100,000. But what if you needed $100,000 in retirement and you only had to take $100,000 or even $105,000? The less you pay in taxes, so the less you need to get that same net result, the less volatility, the less pressure are put on your investment. So Vy Tri mentioned earlier, cash, home equity, TFSA, all those items can be hugely tax reduced or tax free. We still want to get you to the $50,000 in our example we're using here today, but you end up needing less money if there's less pressure put on your investments, because most of them are after tax or tax-free dollars.
Yeah, we have a lot of clients whose TFSAs are now well over $100,000, right? So you can easily take $10,000 a year off of that for a number of years, and that's still growing. Like it's not 100,000 minus 10 and you're left with 90. If that amount still
that
grows.
5% interest number that we're kind of basing everything on. There's also non-registered accounts. So if you had, in that $1 million you need in our example, if you had $500,000 of non-registered money, and that's about $25,000 a year right there of the 50 you need. But that $25,000, if you're earning $25,000, it's not $25,000 taxable. It's capital gains, dividends, et cetera. There might be 20%, 25%. It's always different taxable. So if you had, let's stick with that $1 million number for today, not 1.7 million. If you had $500,000 of non-registered, wherever it came from, you had $100,000 in each TFSA for you and your spouse. So there's $700,000. You're only using, theoretically, $300,000 of RSP money that's taxable towards retirement. And the other thing, if you're using portfolio managers, the management fee charged on that $500,000 of non-registered money is also tax deductible.
Yeah.
I mean, making your tax even lower. So people, that's kind of what it's all about, is not how much you totally need, which is important to kind of combat that myth from BMO, but it's also how you get the money you need. That's important as well. So you pay the least amount on tax. I mean, we can do other ones on these for different ages, but it's the same math, people. The only difference really is as you're below age 65, that amount of CPP that's used in the equation is going to get reduced. But when people say, oh, you're retiring earlier, you need way more money because you're going to live longer. Not really, because it's still 5% of of whatever you have. You use that 5% number on it, it doesn't change. It's still 5%. There's no difference.
Well, and the way we're talking right now is the 5% number on $1 million means you'll never run out of money.
That's right.
So that can continue indefinitely.
That's correct. We're basing that, people, on interest only, or what we call at Everything Financial with our Omni formula, room for error. That's it. Because if you're never, ever, ever, ever touching your principal, in theory, you've got room for inflation. You've got room for 2023 in horrible markets, or other times in the past there's horrible markets, to have fluctuations. Sometimes you will make more. Sometimes you will make less. But what we're saying is trying to average 5%. When people start talking numbers greater than that, in a so-called retirement plan they're doing for you, as I've said many times before, have good shoes on and run for the door, because you've got to err on the side of caution or room for error when you're calculating what you need for retirement.
Yeah.
Err on the side of caution always.
Yeah. I mean, you can't afford to run out of money in your mid 80s.
Oh, no, you just go get another job. I'm sure everyone looks good in Home Depot orange. There's a free plug for them. I should get advertising money from them for that one.
Or Walmart blue.
Or Walmart blue, yeah. But I mean, that's a sad thing, though. I've seen that with people. They do it, though. I generally do see people who also take a retirement job just for fun because it allows them to stay social.
Yeah, we have several of those clients who are just asses at work because they don't have to be there.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Remember way back when with the Omni formula? It's the work optional lifestyle. Work because you want to work, not because you have to work. So anyways, let's wrap this up, talking about how to calculate your retirement income. I hope you found it educational, simple to understand. If you're not sure, you don't understand, look us up at everythingfinancial.com. Send us an email. Send an email to Shannon at yourmoney@everythingfinancial.com. She'll get it. And set up a meeting with us, and we'll talk to you and go through the plan, break it all down, and see if doing an Omni Formula financial plan is right for you, or just solicit our help and see if we can help you calculate your retirement plan. Make it easy. It's not that scary. It does not need to be overwhelming. A lot of times we find just getting the answer you need, good, bad, or otherwise, seeing if you're on track, makes things way easier.
Absolutely.
All right, everythingfinancial.com. Go to Everything Financial Group on YouTube. You can watch this episode plus all the other episodes of Your Money Personal Finance Podcast. Thanks a lot.